Good people. Now today we want to start on a new song, and the song is Taireva. Now in developing the Mbira repertoire, what one does, there are many ways of developing it. Now, so what we're doing with Karigamombe is we can start with Karigamombe, and then using the same structure we can change the pattern or style of play, and we get Maororo, we move from Maororo to Nyamaropa, Nyamaropa to Nimutimu, to Nyamaropa Huru, and there are many nuances there. But all those songs are one family, the Nyamaropa family of songs. They share the same structure. And what we change is basically the pattern or the style of play. So that's one way of developing the repertoire, songs with the same structure but changing the nuances in how you play the notes. Now, a second way of developing the songs is by changing the structure, and that's what we want to do. So if we start out with Karigamombe and then change the structure, we can derive Taireva, and then if we change the structure again, we can derive Bukatiende, and if we change, we can have Chipindura, and we can also have Mtamba and other songs. That's a second way of developing the repertoire. And then there are other ways where there is a relationship between Karigamombe and Nemamsasa and Bangiza that is changing the note from which you play the songs. But I think we may need in the future, a separate lecture on how the Mbira repertoire is developed. The 5 or 6 ways that the different songs are related to each other. But for today, we are going to start on Taireva. And Taireva is an important song. It is after Nemamsasa and Nyamaropa, and by Nyamaropa I mean the whole Nyamaropa family of songs. After Nemamsasa and Nyamaropa, the next 2 songs, the next 2 biggest songs are Taireva and Bukatiende. And then after that there is Bangiza and Chipembere, and I think in my understanding those are the 6 biggest songs in the Mbira repertoire. Now Taireva, or sometimes it is called Taisireva or Taimboreva, and then this is also sung in the lyrics. It is just a song to remember. And when you say Taireva, you are literally saying we used to say so, or we used to tell you so, or we used to warn you, or we are just remembering what we used to do together. And therefore it is a very versatile song, that just speaks to memory, that just speaks to past events, and you can literally play it at any occasion. You can play it during Kurova Guva ceremonies. You are remembering what you used to do with the person that you are bringing back into the family. You can play it in times of trouble and say that we warned you, we had foreseen this. You can also play it in happy times, and you are saying we did plan. Do you remember when we were planning for this and the outcome is good? It is a very versatile song. But so much for the introduction. Now, in terms of the actual playing, now I want first of all to show you how it relates to Karigamombe, because that's how we develop other songs, by changing the structure. So if we're playing Karigamombe, the first phrase, and then we go to the second phrase, third phrase, and the last phrase. And then you play them continuous. That's Karigamombe. Right. So if we are deriving Taireva, the phrase is an important unit. What we do is we keep the first 2 phrases. We go So that is the first phrase. It's identical to the first phrase of Karigamombe. And then the second phrase, and then we jump to what is the last phrase of Karigamombe. So this becomes the third phrase of Taireva. And then the fourth phrase is what is different. So if we do it again, first phrase identical to Karigamombe. Second phrase. Third phrase is what is Karigamombe's last phrase. And then fourth phrase is different. And so if I do just the left side, first phrase, so this is it. Now, so this is what we call changing the structure, because if it is Karigamombe, we start somewhere, and then the next phrase is higher pitched. So in fact, the first phrase, this is the actual note, but it is placed on the right, so it is. Then the second phrase. So this is higher pitched because we're playing it from there. And then third phrase is also higher pitched because now we're starting from there instead of there. And then the last phrase goes down. So this is the structure of Karigamombe. What we've changed is this structure. For Taireva, then it goes a higher pitch. Then we take the last phrase, which is a dropped pitch, and then we make one different phrase, which is also low. And so for this last phrase, you can use either this B7, or you can use B6. But we're moving from B6 to L3. And so sometimes we just play this L3. So this is the structure of Taireva. So what we've changed is the structure, but we're playing simultaneous. That's the style of play that we play for Karigamombe. If you want to change, you can start playing. This is the alternating style. So this is important because what once we know the relationship between Karigamombe and Taireva, it means whatever we know from Karigamombe, we can start using it to enrich the way or to learn how to play Taireva, learning from Karigamombe. So if you know Karigamombe netetes, you can start adapting them to how we've just deduced to this new structure of Taireva. So the first two phrases are the same. Then the third phrase is what is Karigamombe's last phrase. And then the last phrase is a different one. In other words, we are just borrowing, we are just drawing from the knowledge that we already have of playing Karigamombe. Now, the Mbira songs are supposed to differ from each other. Now, why I'm showing you this is so that you understand the relationship between Taireva and Karigamombe. But in actual practice, we never played. So this part we never played. The reason is that if you are going to play this part where you play simultaneous and you use it for playing Karigamombe, when you play Taireva, you want the song to sound a little different. And so although you could play this for Taireva, the decision not to play it is to differentiate it from Karigamombe. So this part, we don't play it, but it is important, for purposes of learning the relationship between Taireva and Karigamombe. Now, the part that is played as Kushaura for Taireva is just slightly different, but comes from those Karigamombe notes. It is played like this. So that's the first half. That's the first phrase. So the first phrase goes. And when you look at it, it is coming from those Karigamombe notes. But we've changed the way we're playing it, so we play. Again. And then the second phrase. So. Again. So this corresponds to. But we were also using this, so it could be. So that's the second part. And then the third part, the third phrase. I made a mistake. So. Again. And then the last phrase. So. So if we do the 4 phrases, that's the first phrase. And then without gaps. So this last part, if you're asked to start playing Taireva, Kushaura, this is the part that you play. But I've gotten to this, first of all, to show you the relationship with Karigamombe, so that whatever you learn from Karigamombe, you can later pull it into enhancing how you play Taireva. But for today, we stop here.